Unscripted, unshackled, uncouth.
What you're about to hear is for more mature audiences only.
It's Miguel and Holly, Uncensored.
I'm coming in hot today. I am coming in hot.
It appears that way, yes.
She's feral.
Welcome to Miguel and Holly Uncensored. This is our off-air podcast. We do 3 times a week on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And Holly, you didn't hear this, but producer Kelbin, because we were talking about headphone karaoke coming back.
Oh, okay.
Not this year, but soon.
Right.
So, like, we are in an era where we could introduce it to Charlotte and they won't turn off the radios. Producer Kelbin was like, well, I know that Holly's going to give me competition whenever we finally do headphone karaoke, but Miguel, you're just a yapper.
Yikes.
Now, for
them's fighting words right there. I mean,
for our Charlotte fam that's not familiar with headphone karaoke, this is something we'll be introducing here shortly to Charlotte, but we used to do this in other cities we've been in, where on Fridays, we each pick a song and we sing about 30 seconds, the chorus of it, but you only hear us singing. You don't hear the music behind us. We just hear it in our headphones. And so we have like AirPods in, and so we are just belting it out, and it normally does not sound great on the air.
no, it does not. No, it does not. Never does.
No. And then the person that is the worst singer lives up to a consequence. So Kelbin, you saw us do this previously on social media, right?
A few times.
Okay.
I don't think I actually saw the actual videos. I can't remember, but I know that this was like a bit that you guys were known for.
Right. And so you haven't gotten to participate in it since we haven't done it in Charlotte.
Right.
And you already coming for my throat.
I just don't think you're a good singer. Period. Like, you are so talented in so many things. You can't be talented in everything. So I think that one is just it's just not it for you.
All right. In what look at this. Oh, dang.
Kelvin
right.
said that Miguel's not a good singer.
I'm just like, I think a lot of people would agree with me.
Now, what makes you think that, Kelvin?
Stop. You're not on the
I've
podcast.
heard you hum, and the humming is really bad. So if you can't hum well, I feel like you can't be a good singer. And
This is so, it's too honest, Kelvin. Stop it. Nobody says those out. They're saying the quiet part out loud.
No, I just think that there's certain songs you could probably sing because you're more of a bass. But the song you want to sing, like I imagine you doing like "Love on Top" by Beyonce, and just
no,
breaking glass. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think you could do like some really deeper songs. Yes, but the song that you want to sing, I don't think you could do it.
I will say this about Miguel. Miguel, for a long time, picked terrible songs. He just picked songs he wanted to sing, and ain't nobody can sing that song. Like, he's over here picking like Celine Dion, Whitney Houston.
Because you loved me.
There are some songs that Miguel actually really did well. And obviously, because otherwise either Scotty or I would never have had to do a consequence. But it's the choices for me.
So I will have you know that I did not lose every week when we did headphone karaoke. So it wasn't awful. Now, I'm actually just giving you shit because like I am a horrible singer. Like I am absolutely 100% not a great singer. Like it's just, it actually pains me a little bit when we do headphone karaoke. I like headphone karaoke for the consequence.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't like it for the singing part because I know, and here's the worst part of it, and you'll get to experience this, Kelvin, when we finally do it, is, you know, we practice maybe like a couple of times, and probably for this, when we do it, we'll go back to, because we have different iterations of it, to where there was like one point where we were all trying too hard and it wasn't funny. And so we're coming in trying to be like, I'm working late because I'm a singer.
Like it wasn't, like, it was
that's terrible. Not funny. Mm-hmm. So then we did a thing where we would like pick songs for each other and you only found out like 30 seconds before.
And then you had to go hurry up and just practice. You had 2 songs in which you could practice. And like the lyrics had to have already been pre-printed off. And the person that the person that chose the song for you was like, here's your lyrics. And you were like, oh my God.
Oh my God.
Right. And it was like really stressful. And so the worst part is you have your AirPods in and you're like, all right, in my like 6 minutes, 2 songs of practicing, I got the pitch down. And then as you're singing, you look over at Holly and you look over at Scott and you see them going. Ooh. And so then you take your headphones off and you're like, yes. And everyone's like, well, that was a choice. And then the comments on Facebook and YouTube start coming in and you're like, well. So
I'm sure I will suck at a lot of songs.
I can't wait. We just have to think logistically how we're going to do it with Holly being in another city when it comes to the consequences. Because like if we're doing like hot dogs thrown at face.
Right.
We can always get Jed from the Joe Show at FLZ to throw hot dogs at your face.
I mean, he's already a producer.
Right.
So
family.
Right.
In the iHeart family. He's a producer of a top 40 morning show.
That's true. So it's only fair. So Holly, actually, we're doing on-air planning on the podcast. Sorry. That should be your, excuse me, hold on. That'll be your job over the next couple of weeks is to set a meeting with Jed so we can have him on Teams and then we can figure out. We want to start early because I want to do it for the spring. So we can figure out. And so here's the difference is like I would just come up with the consequences the week of, but we're going to have it planned out.
Right.
So we're like, hey, Jed, can you help us with, if it's whatever it may be. So because you're going to have to have help with you in Tampa if you are the loser. And we may have to reconfigure it a little bit because normally we wouldn't know the loser until Monday morning.
Right.
But then if Holly's the loser and like she's got to lay in a casket, how are we gonna get a casket in Tampa? Like,
I know, like it's just you love the element of surprise for the rest of the show, but we just can't do that.
No,
we just can't have the element of surprise. The element of surprise will be there for the listener, just not for us. And frankly, per Angela Pirelli, it really shouldn't be there for us either because like we have to know what's going on.
No, not when it comes to consequences. I don't believe in that. Everything else, yes, I agree, but not for that.
All right. Well, anyway, there are people, you know what I mean? Like there's a network because there's Jed. There is producer X, aka Scott, who when he moved to Tampa used to go by Scotty the Body or something like that, or Scotty something. But then he had to start. Oh, he went by Scotty Taco Body. And then there was already Scotty the Body, and so as a competing station, so they just called him Producer X. He's on the Rock station, 98 Rock.
Oh no! So our morning show in Tampa changed the whole
his name.
Damn.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, okay. Well, anyway, he's
not by Scotty the Body anymore.
Well, he's on a station that would not fly that well now.
No,
and
it's too late now for other Scott who. It's too late. So anyway,
right.
I'm good friends with him, so he can help. And I think that Nick Wise would be helpful too.
Yeah.
So there's some people that we can reach out to.
So it'll just take some planning. But yeah, so headphone karaoke back.
Well,
all right. That's my one thing. We're going through this expeditiously so Holly can get on the road.
Yes.
I mean, I'm excited, but I'm also not excited because we're going back to no power.
Yeah,
like, listen, it's gonna be good because we go home, kind of like, I don't know. When you're in your own house, you can kind of just like, just melt into the ground.
Wait, can Maya hear us? Can she hear Kelbin?
No, not really. I'll just lower it a little bit.
Are we just in your headphones?
Yeah.
You just want to go home so you can let your titties out. That's all.
Well, yes. Although I'll be honest with you, it got to the point last night, like at dinner time, we had already taken showers and I was trying to wash all my clothing. So I was just out for poor Will and Brandon. I was like, sorry, y'all. This is my at-home clothes. I'm at your home.
Listen, we lived together for 5 years, Holly. So I remember those days. Holly come out.
You saw them things?
Yes, girl. They come swinging out. She'd have her hair rolled up. I was like, I mean, so was I. I mean, my titties were out. But I mean, I look like a scrub too, girl. I was like, hey.
I mean,
Well,
it's not like I don't know them, and
Right.
also like they don't care.
Right.
Yay. So
Wait, have we ever talked about that before? That old boss man Will's.
I don't think so, but I also don't think it's a secret.
No, it's not a secret. It
Yeah,
was
he
at first.
posts the same man.
Yeah.
This is my
Friend.
man.
No, this is my roommate.
He's a roommate. Yeah, they're just really close.
Right. They hang out all the time.
But I remember when we were at Hot 1015 when he became our boss, and like I knew Will a little bit before because he actually used to room years ago with a good friend of mine from Panama City, and so I had met Will a couple of times, but we didn't know each other really well. But I didn't know if he was out or not, so I wasn't going to say anything, and we were just getting to know him in a work function as our new boss. And so I remember people, they were like, so what's Will's deal? Like, is he single? Like, these were women in our building at Hot 1015. And I was like, I don't know. Because I was like, I don't want to out someone at work if he's not out or not. I didn't know. But they were like, how he doing?
Boy, he's a nice looking man.
Mm-hmm. He got that.
We had some, I feel like we had some listeners too that were like, hey, boss man Will.
I think it was Laura Top Life. Did she say that one time?
Oh, yes, I think it was Laura. Why not you gonna call Laura out?
Girl, it's Freaky Friday, honey. I'm feeling it.
All right.
But anyway,
yes.
Sally had her titties out.
Yeah, I did. And I felt bad. I did cover up. Like I do walk around like this. Like I walk around with my hands across my chest because it's,
That's
swinging.
okay, girl. Let him out.
But I wasn't gonna just be like, I had to just let him breathe.
Yeah.
The nipples are the eyes of the chest.
What?
I wish we could make that a save that, but we can't.
We cannot.
There we go. Okay, so there's that.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm leaving, but I'm going back to no power, so it's fine. It's gonna be hot. Cold shower by candlelight. I do like showering by candlelight. We've discovered that during one of the previous year's hurricanes. It's really nice, but it's cold. It's cold.
Yeah.
Fine.
I do want to because I have one more thing before we head out today. I didn't know how to address this, but I felt like on the podcast, because I know that we have a lot of Tampa Bay fan members on, and especially after Helene last week. So remember, we had the topic on the air last week before Milton hit, where a Tampa friend of mine on Instagram was like, hey, if you know anybody that is in the area or you're from here, but you don't live here anymore after the cleanup of Helene, don't be posting you doing your workouts, doing your stuff. Read the room. We're going through a hard time. So we had a topic on the air of like, how do you handle that? Because like a lot of my social media is still the Tampa Bay area.
Mm-hmm.
And so I felt really bad. So I didn't post for a little bit, a couple of days after that. And so then this week I've been feeling like just awful. And so I've just been posting resources and whatnot. But I'm going to Pride this weekend in Atlanta. And I'm like, do I not post anything? Because I don't want someone who's just had the worst thing twice in 2 weeks happen to them. And then meanwhile, I'm like, happy Pride, woo! Even though it seems so trivial because it's social media, but I think sort of like online dating where people are like, we met on Tinder. Like, we're past that now. You met on Tinder. That is a legitimate way of meeting people. So we can't just say, well, it's just social media. It doesn't matter. It does matter because we put stock into social media.
Mm-hmm.
So I was thinking about this before I go down. Like, I don't know how to handle this weekend.
Why don't you just post on a close friends list?
You could.
Oh, I don't have that. I've
Make
never
one.
created.
Make one.
Oh, do you have one, Kelbin?
I don't use it. Because anything I want to post, I'm gonna post and I'm gonna talk about it. So not really.
Right.
If it is, it's something that like maybe Oscar didn't approve of me, and it's like us saying bad words or like something funny or smoking or something. But it's rare that I'm ever gonna be like smoking blunt, close friend. Like I don't even care to do that, so I won't. But in the past, when I had it,
Yeah. I don't think it matters. And you could do the close friends thing. I have a close friends list, but I never post on it either. I think I've included too many people in my close friends. I think I have like 80 people. Like,
oh God.
No.
I know it's stupid. Again, I'm coming to you like Bernie Sanders, asking you again. Like, I don't mind. But again, like my damage was minimal. So to someone who's lost their whole house, but they also like maybe someone could ask someone. Obviously, that one girl cared, right?
Right.
But you can't stop the whole world from existing when you're going through a hard time. The one thing that did piss me off, can I tell you? Because I mean, I've been through this now. I mean, you know, it was worse on like Tuesday and Wednesday, and then Wednesday night, and then yesterday morning. That was the hard time, especially yesterday morning as we were digging out and trying to see if people were okay and all of this. I logged on, and the first thing that I saw on Instagram was a radio personality from Miami who was like talking about how dramatic the weather people were. And now she has to bring all of her outdoor furniture back outside because they made her put it in, and we got nothing. And like everybody was so dramatic. # like hard times. I was like, that's inappropriate.
Right.
That's inappropriate. I actually started to comment, and then I was like, why does it matter what I think? She doesn't know me. Deleted it, unfollowed. Because you're a radio person. Read the room. You have other people in other communities that are following you that got their house blown away. Like, don't complain that the Miami weather people were so dramatic and you had to take your furniture in, and now you have to take your furniture back out. Like, even if it was said like sarcastically or whatever, and then people were calling her out in the comments, and in a few of them she doubled down and she's like, I'm not, saying anything bad to the people that happened to. And I'm like, but as someone who is like, I don't know what my house status is right now, that wasn't cool. First thing I look at on Instagram, if I see somebody like having a great time at Pride, I'm going to be like, oh, that's cool. Or if it's like, or maybe it's just not for me. You know what I mean? I'll be like, oh, cool. Next. Oh, there's Miguel. Next. I'm just going to scroll past because it's not for me. If you're making a pointed, insensitive, too soon thing, that's inappropriate. And that's my take.
That makes sense.
There was a comment on social media that was like, I think it was towards you guys, but somebody had said like, don't forget about your family over here in Tampa. And it's like fair, but like we have been talking about it, and like you haven't tuned in for us to obviously talk about it, especially you two, especially that Holly still lives there. So I think you will probably rub someone the wrong way. You have a lot of followers from Tampa. Like, it's bound to happen. Yeah.
Wait, what? I missed it because Maya was talking. What did you say they said?
I saw a comment of just somebody being like, hope you remember your Tampa family, or something of the sort. I don't think it was sarcastic, and I don't think it was really mean-spirited. At least I don't
Was it about the Helene stuff?
No.
Milton.
Yeah, no, I think it was under it was under like a blown off that we had posted, and it was just like, don't forget about your, like, that was the tone I read it in, is like, don't forget about your Tampa fam, going through the hurricane, or check in on them or something like that. I read it in that tone, but I think it easily also could have been, don't forget to check on your Tampa fam while you're talking about, but it just, to me, I feel like depending upon where your headspace is how the tone you would take that comment in.
And I'm probably going to take it back.
Holly would have read it as, fuck you, bitch.
Yes.
In my mind, it's just like, are you listening to the show?
Right.
Because we
Well,
have
we
been.
have. Right.
Correct. We have been.
And this was one of those weeks, and I don't ever like this to sound like woe is me because oh my god, my feelings, while you're like trying to, figure out insurance claims and clean up debris from your yard. Like, my emotions and feelings right now are the most insignificant, doesn't matter thing in the world. But in my head this week, I've just felt guilty. Like, I wanted to do more. Like, I felt guilty for not being able to do more for our Tampa Bay fam, but then I also felt guilty for not posting enough resources for people in Western North Carolina, because it's like we kind of have our feet here in Charlotte, but then also we know that on social media and listening, we have a lot of you in the Tampa Bay fam. And so I just was like, I'm gonna just post resources for everybody, for everything, and just know that I'm thinking and holding space in my emotions for everybody going through natural disasters right now that we are connected to.
Right. And you shouldn't. I think it's natural too. I mean, I've been feeling guilty all week. So like, I think everyone does in some capacity. So give yourself some grace. I'm not going to give myself any. Although people would tell me to. Like Bossman Will had a really good, former Bossman Will had a really good, we had a good sort of debriefing both yesterday and today. Because it's just like, I'm trying to do all the things but you can't. You can only do as much as you can. We're all only just human. We're doing our best.
Yeah. Well, just know that for those of you going through it, thinking about you and holding space in our hearts and minds and everything else, and whatever we can do to help, please let us know. And like I know Zinda and Melody did on the Platypus Posse, use that as a resource. Like for because I know Abe, my husband, he has another property that he shares with his business partner in Tampa Bay that's just like absolutely just destroyed. Like, I think the house is probably going to be a total loss.
Ugh.
So they're like trying to figure out, like he's in Buffalo for a wedding this weekend, and then like literally as soon as they wake up Sunday, he's like, I won't even see him probably for like another 2 or 3 weeks, because he's gonna go straight down to Tampa Bay to like help her with the house and help with cleanup and everything like that. So just know that we're holding space, but use that group for resources, because they were like, oh, we need to get tarp on it until we can get there on Sunday. And then I just saw someone post something about one of the groups are offering services to put tarp on your home. So just use that Platypus Posse Miguel and Holly fan page as a resource for things that you come across that other people can use as a resource as well. Before we get going, Kelbin.
Yes.
My mom has a bone to pick with you.
Oh Lord. What did I do? What did I do?
2 things she told me to tell you, and she's told me 3 times now on the phone.
Oh.
And I keep forgetting, and so she made me write it down on my phone last night.
Okay.
1, she wants to know why you're not coming to Atlanta for Pride.
Oof.
Okay. Secondly, she said, I better get invited to his wedding. And I said, well, Mom, Holly and I aren't even invited.
Right.
And she said, and I said, I will relay the message. I'm relaying the message. That's all I'm doing.
Okay.
Well, there's that.
There's a lot to unpack.
Counterpoint.
Okay, yeah, no, there's a lot to unpack there. All right.
The floor is yours.
Angela Jackson, correct?
Yes.
Miss Angela Jackson. Excuse me.
If you're nasty.
I wanted to go to Pride. I technically could go. Like, that would be just like a last minute thing that I would just go and drive. I probably could hit up my friend and be like, hey, let's party. My fiance Oscar actually has a hotel on Sunday because of work. He had to go visit his school that he's in charge of there anyway from Sunday to Monday. Since we're already off Monday, it could happen. I don't know. I don't feel like spending a lot of money, to be quite honest.
Enough said.
I would save money on probably where I'm staying, but like, money is hard with this company, to be quite honest. I made that very apparent. So I would say that's my main reason why I'm not going to Pride. That's one. Bringing down the mood here.
No, not at all. Listen, that's the truth. Listen, do you think I don't say stuff like that to my mom all the time?
And then part 2. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't even think my mother's invited. So yeah, I don't know.
I just want to see you squirm a little bit. How's it feel? Welcome to my life.
Your mom called me, by the way, the other day. So I was
It
was very nice for her to call.
Oh, nice.
What did she say?
Oh, she was just checking on me from the hurricane and all that stuff, Just
I love that she cares.
Yeah.
She wants to be there, and she also checks in on Holly, but also that she cares enough to want to go to my wedding.
Yes, exactly.
Sometimes I feel like my mom cares about like when I say the 3 of y'all, I'm including Abe in that, because she'll call me and we'll like talk like things in the family or whatever. And then, or she'll be like, here's some stuff going on with the family. And then I'll be like, all right, mom, I gotta go. And she's every time, where's Abe? I'm like, I'm literally driving from work. I don't know. Like, I don't know. And then she'll be like, all right, mom, wait, how's Holly? I'm like, she's doing well.
To know.
I saw her at work today. She's great. I'm like, all right, well, I gotta go. What happened? And I'm like,
well, just know
what
happened to the lights in this room?
Yeah. Oh, that's the red light special. Girl.
Holly behind you.
No. Okay.
No, the fling's gonna come down from the ceiling. They're ready to get their room back.
Right. Well, he has his whole house is like Siri activated. So you can ask Siri to turn the lights on and off and put the red lights on and put like the blue lights or the candle light. Anyway, it's high tech. It's very fancy.
What would you do if like right now with that red behind you, someone in a leather suit,
black latex suit,
and it just went off?
Maya, are you doing that? Oh.
Yes, she is. It's blue now.
I know. I don't
make it pink. Maybe it's Will. Is Will home?
Yeah, Will's home.
Oh, okay.
Might be Will.
He's watching. He's watching on Facebook.
Will, while you're watching, Will, I cried on your pillowcase while I was here. So it's just gonna be a little shout. I should shout it out. Sorry.
Yeah.
Tap blue if it's okay. Tap red if you're mad.
You hurt your foot?
No.
I know you did, but I was right doing this podcast, and I'm sorry you hurt your foot.
No.
I'm sorry. Oh, she hurt her foot.
Y'all, that's Holly's mom's voice. We just heard Holly's mom's voice. You don't ever hear that voice on the radio.
No, that's probably why Maya's like, great. This is just great. You sound nice to all these people. That is never what I get.
Oh, the resentment.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Well, Holly, please be safe getting back up to St. Petersburg.
I will. Unfortunately it's drizzling now. I thought I would have a good ride, but it's going to be kind of cloudy and yucky, I think. So.
Oof. Well, please be careful.
Will do.
How can people follow along with you on social media?
Radio Holly on Instagram. I will try and do more updates. I just truly have not been. I was meaning to do more posts while I was like, evacuating hurricane drama, but I just didn't have the capacity. So sorry about that.
That's fine.
But anyway, Radio Holly.
Kelbin?
At Kelbin Live, TikTok, Twitter, Instagram. If you're playing Dragon Ball Z Sparking Zero, please add me because I have no one to play with.
Mine is at Miguel Fuller. If you want to see Pride shenanigans from Atlanta Pride, you can follow me there at Miguel Fuller. We will not have a podcast on Monday. We will be off, but we'll be back on Wednesday. All right, y'all stay safe this weekend. Bye.